Welcome to E.J. Wade Arena at the Stuart C. Siegel Center, where tonight the 4-1 VCU Rams host the 3-2 Hofstra Pride. Good evening. I'm Scott Jackson, along with the former Ram Rodney Ashby. And tonight, Rodney, some old acquaintances are getting together here as the VCU Rams battle the Hofstra Pride for the first time since 2012, when they're both members of the CAA. Of course, VCU comes in after suffering the first loss of the season, a tough overtime battle up in Brooklyn, as they lost in the Legends Classic Championship. Yes, overtime loss to St. John's, but Coach Rhodes pretty happy with the way they played up in Brooklyn. However, he definitely wanted to make sure that sting of that loss, regardless, there are no more victories. He wanted that sting of the loss to hurt worse than winning a game does. Meanwhile, Hofstra, last time out, beat Cal State Fullerton Wednesday night. And they've had two losses in the season, both on the road, both against some good teams too, at Marshall and at Maryland. So this team comes in pretty battle-tested tonight. Yeah, it's a tough team. It's not a gimme for the Virginia Commonwealth University Rams at all. They were picked third in the CAA, and they thought they should have been picked higher. All right, let's get a look at some of the players to watch. Of course, for VCU, Isaac Van, who is coming off a career night. Yeah, he had a phenomenal night against St. John's, 30 points against the Johnnies. And now that he's healthy, he's not settling for those jump shots he took last year. He's taking the ball to the basket, and that's getting him to the line. He's averaging 5 free throw attempts a game and converting on 80% of those. Those are some big numbers for VCU. Meanwhile, for Hofstra, Justin Wright Foreman will be the guy that the Rams will try to corral tonight. Yeah, he's an absolute player. Preseason CAA Player of the Year candidate. He also has come the 4th leading scorer in the country, coming off a 37-point game against Cal State Fullerton the other night and averaging 28 points. All right, well, let's get to some of the keys, starting with the Rams. Well, the Rams are going to have to take care of the ball. That's something that's been plaguing them all year long. They need to concentrate on a few less home runs, a few more singles, according to Coach Rhodes, and he'll be happy. They also want to control the pace of the game. They want to get it up and down. And for Hofstra, they want to be able to handle VCU's pressure and beat VCU's depth. We talked about how they want to get the ball up and down. Hofstra's going to have to find a way to get some energy, because they only go about 8 deep on the bench. Well, VCU leads the all-time series 15-5, and they are riding an 8-game win streak head-to-head against Hofstra. Starting lineups and tip-off straight ahead. You're watching VCU basketball on Masson and ESPN+. Welcome back to VCU as we get ready for tip-off between Hofstra and VCU. And as you see right there for Hofstra, DeJour Bowie, the point guard. Justin Wright Foreman, 4th leading scorer in the country. Eli Pemberton's the 2nd leading scorer in this team at 17-6. Stafford Trueheart, the junior forward, 6'8", one of the team's top rebounders, and Jaquil Taylor, the senior, at 6'10", the graduate student, playing at forward. Now let's take a look at VCU. Isaac Van, fresh off that 30-point night, career high against St. John's in the Legends Classic Final. Dariante Jenkins coming off 14 in the loss to St. John's, including 4 threes. Marcus Evans making his first start here at home. Made his first start of the season against Temple on Monday night, and the second start against St. John's on Tuesday. Sean Mobley back in the starting lineup, feeling better, and Marco Santos Silva also at the forward position. Rodney, as we look at tonight's officiating crew, Ron Grover, also Brian O'Connell, and Tony Chiazza with us this evening.
Yeah, some old-time favorites here at the Stew. They've all been here multiple times and love this environment in here.
Yeah, it should be going tonight. Thankfully, the rain finally stopped. Of course, one of the requirements for a VCU home game, as you know, Rodney, is a lot of rain in Richmond. So, and we're underway. Hofstra will have the first possession, but number 3, who just gave up the ball, Justin Wright Foreman. You'll hear his name a lot. Jaquil Taylor up top now, handing off back to Foreman. Again, 4th leading scorer in the country, and he's going to pull up and take an early shot off the mark, a little deep. Jenkins with a rebound for VCU.
Mihalik talked about he takes a lot of shots, but he makes a lot of shots, so you got to let him go. Green light for him for sure.
Mihalik had a great quote. Matter of fact, he said his green light is blue, it's so green. There's Mobley for 3. He's got it. Quick start for Sean Mobley in VCU's offense.
Well, if you're VCU, you'd like to see that. Mobley not out to the kind of start he would have liked to have in his sophomore campaign, but he's definitely a stretch forward that can stroke it when he gets the opportunity. And against this Hofstra zone, he might get lots of opportunities tonight.
Good sign. Of course, he was dealing with an ankle last time. The home game had to sit out. But back in the lineup here tonight, also played up in the Legends Classic games in Brooklyn. VCU with the pressure. This is one of the things that Hofstra was concerned about in first turnover of the game from Hofstra.
Yeah, and that's something VCU really wants to concentrate on now, is put lots of pressure on this Hofstra team. They think they can wear them out. Hofstra only goes 7 or 8 deep. VCU much, much deeper off the bench.
Yeah, Joe Mihalik said that one of the things he was concerned about was this pressure because you really can't simulate it. It's so unique, it's hard to simulate. Now VCU turns it over, something they wanted to stay away from tonight. That's Bowie on the shot, and he's deep off the mark. Mobley with the rebound. Van's going to pull for a corner three. Little long.
Little heat check coming off of a great Brooklyn tournament he had. He made the all-tournament team for the Legends Classic, finishing up with 30 points against St. John's in that tough overtime 1-point loss.
Van's going to check Justin Wright Foreman straight up here. And we'll get some double teams. You see right there, they wanted to get rid of the ball. And he gets in the corner, off the mark. Mobley with another rebound. Marcus Evans with a heat check from 3. Little long.
Evans took that last shot against St. John's. Felt like he got fouled a little bit, but, the referee swallowed the whistle, but he's not gun shy here. He's going to come back and really work hard to put this Rams team on his shoulders. Hofstra picked 3rd in the CAA, like we talked about in the opening, but they think they should have been picked higher. They're excited about this year.
Taylor kicks it out to Justin Wright Foreman for 3. Short. Van kicks it over to Evans for the rebound. VCU in transition.
Nice, smart tip right there by Van.
Jenkins going to pull up for a 3 and misses. Rebound Taylor once again. So both these teams early a little cold. VCU with the early 3-0 advantage. Let's go. Another long shot, that from Trueheart, Stafford Trueheart, and ball last touched by VCU, so Hofstra will keep possession.
I don't know if Hofstra's even shot one inside they're 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 3 from behind the arc. They're settling for that jump shot. That pressure that the Rams put on, when they describe havoc, they think it's full court. It's also in the half court too. Coach Rhodes, his staff been putting a lot of pressure.
Turnover from Hofstra. Jenkins going to take it to the rack and kick it out. He's going to get fouled in the lane off the ball.
And I like to see that against the zone, Scott. When you have a player that can penetrate against the zone, you've got to find a way to penetrate somehow. And you take a look right here. Jenkins gets the ball from Evans, and he just sees the basket, and he goes straight to it. Even though he was going to pass it out, he got into the paint, and that creates problems when you're playing against the zone.
Shaquille Taylor with the foul, his first, team first. Santos Silva with a nice little move, can't get it to go. Ball trickles around, a rebound from Taylor once again. Fast. Here's an easy opportunity and a slam from Trueheart. Good look there from Justin Wright Foreman to get it up court quickly.
Rams just got caught flat right there with the offensive rebounding attempts.
Mobley's going to take a look. He's going to dribble, spin around, little hook off the mark, and going to get a foul on the floor. It's going to stay on this end as it's a foul on Hofstra. Stafford Trueheart with his first. That'll be the second foul on Hofstra. So VCU to inbound. Mobley's going to look at another 3. This one's going to be short. Santos Silva try to tip it in, but Hofstra controls. Bowie trying to get the Hofstra offense organized. Looks it over. There's Trueheart, baseline J, and it's good. So Hofstra with their first lead of the early part of this game at 4-3.
Hofstra's starting to find a little bit of pace right here against the Rams. I like how they hit that high post right there. Good job by Santos Silva.
Misses, but Mobley's there for the rebound and off the glass and good. John Mobley's got all 5 VCU points here in the early part of this first half.
And that's one of the reasons he got the start. They felt like that high-low work between Santos Silva and one of VCU's best passers and Mobley was going to be effective against that zone.
Wright Foreman gets it across in the corner, and that's going to be off the mark from Pemberton.
Mobley racking up the rebounds as well. That's his 3rd rebound of the night.
Mobley's going to get down. Santos Silva kicks it out to Van. He's got an open look at a three. He's long and off the mark.
Not quite sure Van was ready for that pass. Silva, nice tip pass. High-low to Silva, and Silva tipped it back out to Van. Van didn't quite have his feet set for that shot right there.
It's Justin Wright Foreman, who is a left-handed player and is a dynamic scorer, can shoot from the outside, gets to the line about 9 times a game as well. Drew Hart from 3. He's going to be off the mark and rebound Santos Silva. Evans is going to push it. He's going to take it in the lane, kicks it out. Got Jenkins in the corner for 3, and he's got it. Dariante Jenkins is his first 3 of the game.
Dariante broke a sophomore record last year with 79 three-pointers for VCU. Starting to get find his range a little bit this year as well.
VCU with the pressure. And they're going to get it. Just got it across. Boy. I'm not sure if the Hofstra got it, but refs didn't see it. It was just there. And attacking was Bowie, and he loses it on the way up. And they're going to call last touch by VCU. So we got the first time out on the floor with VCU up 8-4. Let's get another look at Dariante Jenkins for the baseline with the 3, giving VCU the 8-point edge. You're watching VCU basketball on Masson and ESPN+. Welcome back to VCU, where the Rams have the early 8-4 advantage over Hofstra. Scott Jackson and Rodney Ashby here with you. In early going, both teams a little, maybe a little too much turkey, Rodney. I don't know. The tryptophan kicked in, is hopefully working its way out here pretty soon.
Yeah, and they all went to Coach Rhodes' house had lots of turkey. I heard Jody hooked them up, and but I think both the fans are still recovering a little bit too. A little bit of a subdued crowd, but as this game gets going, if it stays this close, it definitely will liven up around in here. This is one of the best college basketball environments I've ever been to.
Well, so far, just 2 for 10 for Hofstra to start. They've also got a couple turnovers, which was something they were concerned about coming in. So far, VCU has a turnover and a steal. Of course, Coach Rhodes wants them to clean up the turnovers on offense. And off the inbound, a quick shot, and good from Eli Pemberton. Second leading scorer, Hofstra knocks it down. His first 2 of the game.
Kel Sims has been playing a big role for this Rams. One of the blue-collar workers right here from a hometown kid from Highland Springs.
Yeah, Mikael Sims has checked in during the timeout, as well as Lee Crowfield and Corey Douglas.
Wow, they are really working that high post effectively right now.
Van gets it taken away, stripped by Jalen Ray, who just checked in out of Hampton. And then Hofstra's going to push, trailing 8-6. Tariq Coburn also in the game and driving and attacking Pemberton with the 2 and 1.
Nice strong take right there by Pemberton. Hofstra's number 2 scorer. He's averaging 17 points a game, Scott. He's a kid that shouldn't be overlooked. He's definitely someone you've got to guard. Nice strong take, nice athletic kid. You saw how he got up in the air right now, drew the contact, was able to get it high enough off the glass and in right now. Silva did a pretty good job defending that, too, as you get another look at it right here. Nice pump fake, gets his defender up in the air, taken straight to the hole. Silva just got him on the arm just a little bit.
Silva's out of the game now. Williams checks in and rebound VCU, so Pemberton unable to give Hofstra the lead again, so we're tied at 8.
The zone kind of slowing VCU down. But again, they've been doing a good job in the high-low.
Williams attacking with a floater, misses. Douglas tips it once, twice is good.
Padding his stats right there. Scott getting an offensive rebound in there with a quick tip miss, but able to corral it in for the second time.
Again, with the pressure from VCU, trying to make it tough on Hofstra. They get it across in enough time. Justin Wright Foreman with the ball. Of course, 37 points the last time I had double team, and this is a lot of what Coach Mihalik expected. Long-range heat check off the mark. Well, Justin Wright Foreman.
During the scout today, he said his range is about 2 steps across half court. He's proving it right there.
Yeah, Mikael Sims short on his 3-point attempt. Justin Wright Foreman. Dribble handoff to Pemberton, who's attacking again. Gets it stuffed and off his face and out of bounds. Should be VCU ball, and it is.
Wow, bad enough to get blocked, but when it goes off your head, that's a tough break right there.
That is a tough break. Here, look at it again. Really good defense with Corey Douglas.
I love how he went up and straight up. You're allowed to protect yourself, go up vertical to play defense right there. One of the points of emphasis is not rewarding the offensive player for creating the contact this year. That was a great play, great no call right there by the official.
P.J. Bird just checked in the game for VCU. He'll run the offense.
Freshman out of Houston.
Sims is going to look at a three, fakes it, pumps it back. Good zone so far from Hofstra, making it tough on VCU. I mean, it worked for everything. Bird with a couple pump fakes and a travel.
Turnover starting to mount up again for the Rams. That's something they really want to concentrate on taking care of. 3 turnovers so far.
Yeah, VCU with the 10-8 advantage. It's a timeout on the floor with 11:38 to go here in the first half. You're watching VCU basketball on Masson. Welcome back to E.J. Wade Arena at the Stuart C. Siegel Center at the campus of VCU. Scott Jackson and Rodney Ashby, and there's Corey Douglas doing some work on defense, Rodney.
You know, whenever you've got a kid like that back behind you, you feel a lot more confident in playing a little bit more aggressive on the perimeter. Douglas right there showing how athletic and long this kid is. Again, he's a sophomore, transfer from Rice, played junior college last year. He's a kid that thinks that the coaching staff thinks has a lot of upside. Man, I tell you what, both teams though shooting poorly, 28.6% right now. How about Hofstra? 0 for 6 from behind the 3-point line.
Yeah, and they're going to keep shooting them though. You know that. That's
well, you know what that shooter's mentality is, Scott, don't you?
What's that?
You're either hot or you're due.
So, I think they think they're due at this point.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Justin Wright Foreman, it's tough to keep him down long. 4th leading scorer in the country. Dan Dwyer with the ball, hands it off to Foreman once again. See how they're doubling Foreman a lot at top. They can get rid of the ball. They like his playmaking ability, but they'd rather him making the plays. Here's the steal from VCU. Out on the break. Sims is going to take it, loses it. Good defense from Foreman.
Yeah, good job right there. Not known for his defense, more known for creating offense, but great defensive play right there.
Cross-court pass to Corbin. Is going to drive, and he's going to get called for the charge. Good setup there by
Vince Williams.
Vince
good job.
Williams, well done. He's taken a lot of those in the
He
early
has.
season,
Vince Williams and Isaac Van both. That position, that 3-4, has been creating a lot of charges right here. And you see right here, takes it directly into the heart. Vince Williams ready there, ready for the charge.
Yeah, the freshman.
Just outside of that protective circle, too. That's important.
The freshman is not afraid to take charges. We've seen him do it a lot.
You're trying to get minutes. You're trying to earn minutes at this point because you know that rotation is going to get tightened up in January. You're trying to get what you can get.
Douglas loses the handle, but it was knocked away from him, so VCU will maintain position under the basket. Tariq Coburn with the defense there.
VCU have been very successful in out-of-bounds plays so far this year. Very efficient.
There's only 9 on the clock. Crowfield's going to have to either do something or find somebody. Back to Crowfield. Only 4 on the clock. He's going to take a deep 3, and it's off the mark. Last touch by VCU. So it's Hofstra basketball.
Coach Rhodes not happy with the execution out of that. I think they missed communication there.
Yeah, offense has been tough going for both squads so far.
Yeah, neither team above breaking the 30% field goal percentage. That's tough.
They're really making it difficult on Hofstra to get the ball across. They are able to do it, but they're getting it across at maybe a second
and
or
that
two to spare at the most.
Limits the amount of time that they have in the half-court offense. When you have a scorer like Wright.
There he is, going to work, misses again.
You know, that's important to limit that time as you can.
Bird hurries it up, but good transition defense from Hofstra to get set up in that zone. Sims is going to look at a 3 off the mark. Rebound Crowfield. Going to try to throw it in to Douglas. Last touch by Hofstra. VCU will maintain possession. We're going to get 3 new Rams coming into the game. Marcus Evans going to check back in. Dariante Jenkins and Isaac Van for Crowfield, Sims, and Bird. The referees want to get the wet spot on the floor.
Wright Foreman had fell down on the rebound. Crowfield, that's how Crowfield broke free, and they want to get it cleaned up. Don't want anybody getting hurt on a wet floor, that's for sure.
Of course, Hofstra, VCU played a lot of times in the CAA. Hofstra has never won here at Siegel Center, though.
Tough place to play.
0 for 9 so far.
You know, VCU actually has more Division I wins than any other program in the Commonwealth. That says something. A lot of those have come right here at the Stew.
Ooh, Williams avoids the steal. Evans going to look at a three. He's a little long. And the rebound to Hofstra. Bodies flying everywhere for that rebound. Here comes Justin Wright Foreman attacking the lefty off the glass and not going to get it, but he is going to get 2 free throw attempts.
He thought he was going fast, and he found another gear right there in front of the team bench and able to draw the foul coming down towards the basket.
He's a 86% free throw shooter.
Not bad.
He gets to the line about 9 times a game. He's 28, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists a game. Only player in the entire nation, by the way, to be a 25, 5, and 4 assists per game. And again, the 4th leading scorer in the country. And his light is so green it's blue. That's from his coach. Joe Mihalik's a good quote.
Yeah, he is.
He's got a lot of good ones.
He gives a good press conference.
It really does. A lot of fun talking to him, getting ready for this game. And Wright Foreman knocks them both down, so we're tied back up. 10 apiece. A little pressure now from Hofstra. Evans kind of shrugs it off there, pushing Jalen Ray, who's from Hampton High School, not too far from here.
Yeah, and of course, Evans from that area as well. So they probably know each other.
Nice bucket from Isaac Van. Yes, there was they do know each other. There was a conversation about them to shoot around. Wright Foreman again with Van in front of him. He's got to hurry it up to get it across, and he does. There's that other gear you were talking about. Goes into traffic, loses it. Comes Isaac Van, pushing it for VCU. Got Jenkins, who looked at a three, pulls back.
That's the type of three that Jenkins likes, is a shot off transition.
Evans is going to attack. He's going to get a foul on the floor.
Again, you got to beat this zone by penetration. You see him fake a pass and gets in there and draws the foul.
Stafford Trueheart second. He's going to have to go out of the game.
You got to beat it off the dribble. You got to beat it by passing to the high post and penetrating by the pass.
VCU going to have to hurry to get it in. They do.
Evans still trying to find his rhythm. Went over 500 days without playing a Division I basketball game with 2 Achilles tears. But just a phenomenal athlete. His recovery was miraculous.
There's
how fast
Jenkins
he came back.
Deep, and that's going to be long rebound. Justin Wright Foreman. He just attacked. The ball seems to find him, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, Pemberton loses it. VCU diving, ball on the floor. Players on the floor. Williams comes away and throws it into Van, who lays it up and in.
Nice pass right there by Williams. Good effort right there by Evans to get on the floor and get the ball. Tipped it to Williams. Williams able to find the dashing Van up underneath the basket for 2 more points for Isaac Van. That's going to be his 4th.
So VCU's defense creates a little offense, and that's what they're going to have to rely on. So they've been relying on most of the season. Coach Mihalik getting a play called in from the sideline. Jalen Ray trying to set up the offense. And Ray almost lost it there for a second. There's only 7 on the clock. They need to hurry. Pemberton's going to shoot a long 3, and he's got it. Eli Pemberton.
These guys are not shy to shoot some threes.
7 points for Pemberton. He's the leading scorer. Isaac Van's going to pass it underneath. Nice look and good to Vince Williams. Isaac Van, we've said it so often, he's such a good slasher and playmaker in addition to being a guy who can score.
Yeah, and that was something he didn't do last year. I don't know if it was because he was hurt or what, but he definitely has redefined his game with that penetration this year.
Pemberton left wide open but missed the 3 this time. And it's going to be a jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to go to Hofstra. Once again,
did we have another jump ball? Because Hofstra got the tip.
Yeah, you're right. It's pointed that direction, but it probably shouldn't be. There's VCU with the buckets. We'll sort it out during the break. They're up 16-13. You're watching VCU basketball Maston and ESPN+. Welcome back to VCU. Isaac Van to Vince Williams for the easy 2. VCU with a 3-point lead. Scott Jackson and Rodney Ashby with you here. And so far, been tough for both teams' offenses, Rodney, but VCU, relying on that defense over those last couple possessions to get themselves back to
and
a
they're doing
lead.
Great job making Hofstra work to get the ball across half court. Then by the time they get it across, they only have, 19, 18 seconds to try to get something, a good shot. And with the intensity that VCU's defense has, it's just not happening.
It was a jump ball. It was a tie-up, or I should say a tie-up before the timeout, and it was the arrow was pointed the wrong way, but they sorted it out. VCU ball.
Mobley back in for the Rams, and Gilmore making his first appearance.
Gilmore, I was going to say Gilmore and Mobley in there together on the front line, and Evans attacks the lane, kicks it back out to Van, and we got 5 on the clock. Evans is going to have to make something happen here, and he does, to the glass and good. Nice penetration. Evans, what a move.
Again, you've got to find a way to penetrate this zone. That's how you beat a zone, is you got to penetrate it from the outside in.
Making his 3rd start of the season. His injury issues been well documented coming back from his 2 Achilles, and he's going to be called for the foul there. Tariq Coburn was fouled. That's Evans' first foul. See Evans again on the attack here, and again with very little time on the shot clock, he had to make something happen.
Nice pump fake, then takes it straight in for the finish. Evans is just a scorer. The Rams have been looking for this type of player that can take the ball at the end of the shot clock, and you can depend on him for a basket. They probably have not had a guy like that since, Jaquan Lewis was like that a little bit, but you had a guy, Travion Graham. He was a guy you knew into the shot clock he was going to get a bucket. Now they've got that again in Evans.
And the runner in and out, no good from Jalen Ray. Rebound VCU. The Rams with their largest lead of the game at 5 here as we get to the under 6-minute mark of the first half. Gilmore for the baseline is going to bounce around and go in.
How about the home bounce right there for
Michael
Gilmore? Yes, he did, and make it rain.
So 2013 VCU added to their largest lead. This time Hofstra handles the pressure, but Pemberton gets stripped from behind. Loose ball going to VCU. Here comes Evans attacking. He's going to make one man miss, goes up and loses the ball. It was stripped out last touch by Hofstra.
I tell you what, if you're a big and you see Marcus Evans coming out, you're thinking, I'm getting ready to pick up my next foul. You see Gilmore right here working the short corner. High arcing shot. Gets the home bounce.
He really got that thing up in the air. VCU inbounds it to Gilmore and throws it out to Mobley. Evans going to whip it around to Jenkins. Isaac Van.
This is a very offensive-minded team out here for VCU.
Well, high load him. Gilmore with a stop.
I like to see Gilmore have a little success right here. He started his career here at VCU, then went to Miami for a year and sat out, but never played a game. Transferred to Florida Gulf Coast, and then back to VCU.
We've seen Mobley do that a lot this season. Off the mark, shot there from Pemberton. The ball kicks around back to Pemberton, stolen by Isaac Van. VCU again, pushing the tempo. Van's going to take it, he's going to slip and turn it over. I think that was the
he's going to be okay.
I hope. Spot they were working on earlier. It looks like he's all right. He just either got his feet tied up or slipped.
Take a look. We've been talking about the high-low all night long, Scott. You see right here, Mobley, one of the best passers VCU has. Nice high-low right there to Gilmore. Gilmore getting a bunny right there. He needs it. He needs to get started here. He's had a rough go of it so far this year, but hopefully he'll get a little bit of confidence with the last 2 shots. He scored VCU's last 4 points.
Yeah, he had the last 4, and Gilmore has...
VCU on a little bit of a run right here, too. 8-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes, and Hofstra only one of their last 8. Hadn't scored in the last 2:45.
Yeah, we talked about this in the open. This is going to be challenging for Hofstra, who plays about 8 to 9 guys on most nights. They can handle this havoc and be able to handle the pressure because it's hard to simulate. And Coburn misses. Rebound VCU. Gilmore thought about it, and ball tipped away on defense by Jalen Ray.
And he's got that range. Gilmore has that type of range. I don't know if you wanted that shot that early in the shot clock, so probably good thought by him to hold it up. He can get that shot at any time.
Pretty much everybody on this team has the ability to knock down a 3.
Yeah, even Douglas came out and hit one.
Jenkins going to put one up. He's off. Rebound from Shaquille Taylor. Just in right form. It's been a while since he's been on the score sheet. Another turnover from Hofstra. VCU attacking. Evans pulls up for the 2.
VCU on a roll right now. 10-0 run.
Lead now. largest, again, of the game. They're building on it, 24-13. More full-court pressure.
And, Scott, a lot of it caused by this havoc-style defense.
Here's Wright. Foreman going to get himself a bucket and stop the run.
Scott, I don't even know if you looked at the basket before he shot it.
It didn't look like he needed to. You mentioned the havoc-style defense. If you look at the adjusted efficiency right now, VCU ranks 39th in the country, and the turnover percentage is 43rd. So they're doing the things they want to do. And there's Jenkins in the corner three, and he's got it.
I'll tell you what, these guys start getting the rhythm, get the crowd to it. It's going to be a tough go-up for this Hofstra team. I don't know that they have the firepower with their depth to come back and fight against this big, very deep VCU team, especially here at home.
And they're going to get a foul.
He stepped over the line in violation.
No, they called a foul.
Oh, wow.
He used his off arm. Just, yeah. Right court used his off arm there to get separation. So let's take another look at a little high-low to Gilmore. VCU with their largest lead of the game. You're watching VCU basketball on Massive at ESPN+. Welcome back to VCU, where De'Riante Jenkins has knocked out his second three of the game. Has built VCU's lead up to 12 here in the first half, with 3:11 to go in the first half. Scott Jackson and Rodney Ashby with you, and 9 turnovers for Hofstra. Rodney also just 1 of 9 from 3, and VCU is creating havoc and creating offense with the havoc.
Yeah, again, it's all starting on that defensive end right there. I mean, VCU starting to heat up a little bit too. Now shooting 45%. If you remember, after the first time out, they were shooting 28%. Both teams are shooting 28%. Hofstra are not able to find that mark right now. Like you said, 1 for 9, but VCU is starting to score a little bit. They've got 14 points in the paint and 6 points off those 9 turnovers that Hofstra has.
Jenkins thought about another one. Says he's going to put it on the ground and take it to the hole. Misses off the glass. Rebound. Santos Silva kicks it out to Crowfield, who's going to swing it out to Sims.
So I didn't see him reset the shot. I guess it didn't hit.
Didn't hit, yeah. But now De'Riante's going to put another 3 up, and he's got it.
Well, that one didn't hit much either, Scott. Straight through the net for De'Riante. Back-to-back 3-pointers. He's got 3 here in the first half.
So 9 points for De'Riante Jenkins. Preseason All-A-10 selection. And again, the havoc defense here is VCU double teams. It gets called for the foul. I think they're going to get
they had him in the perfect position. They call this the coffin corner right here. We'll go first, take a look at this Jenkins 3, his back-to-back threes. Yeah, he can definitely see the court. Jenkins starting to heat up a little bit.
Jenkins is going to, well, he thought he was going out of the game, but he's staying in the game. It's like Isaac Van just checked in. And another Hofstra miss on the offensive end. Rebound from Sims.
I'll tell you what, I like Sims' game. He's doing so many great things for VCU. Even some of the things that don't show up on the stat sheet, Scott.
Well, we've talked about the depth of this team and the unselfish nature of this team right now. Guys aren't playing huge minutes, but everybody seems to be happy. And Santos Silva off the mark.
Well, when you come to a program like VCU, you know you're going to have to play as hard as you can when you're out there. And if you do that, it's going to be tough for you to play 35, 40 minutes a game. It's just not built like that.
And that was the point that Coach Mihalik was making about how difficult it is to try to simulate that in a practice because it is such a unique style.
Well, VCU's not going to take the pressure off. They're going to keep pushing it at him each time Hofstra turns this ball over.
Santos Silva's going to attack and misses. Looked like a little contact, no call. Pushing it the other direction is Hofstra. Bowie's going to take it and misses the lay-in, but he gets his own rebound and kicks it back out. That's going to be Jalen Ray. He's got the 3.
Nice kick out right there. Felt the pressure from Silva. Kicked it out to his partner. Ray knocked it down for 3.
They like Ray's shooting ability. The numbers haven't played it out yet, but he is a capable shooter. And
well, it's hard to get shots when you've got 2 guys over 20, averaging over 20 points a game.
They want opportunities for Ray, and they got one there. Van penetrates, kicks it back out to the hot man, and he does it again. De'Riante Jenkins.
I tell you what,
another 3. That's 4.
Inside out, I'd find Jenkins. If I'm a big, you want some assists, you kick that thing out to the Jenkins. He is lighting it up right now. That's his 4th 3-pointer of the night.
He's leading all scorers with 12. So we are under 35 seconds now in the first half. It's been a tough one so far for Hofstra's offense. There's going to be a corner 3 for Ray again. So Ray suddenly has hit 2 straight threes.
And it seems like there might have been a foul on the blockout right there. Sims getting a little bit too rough. So they're going to count the three-pointer. They're going to call the foul on Sims.
Here's De'Riante Jenkins. Another look at his 4th-3 of the game.
Actually, they got Silva on that foul right there.
So we got a 30-second timeout on the floor. VCU with a 33-21 lead, but Hofstra will go to the line after they called the foul on Marco Santos Silva.
Actually, that's only the 5th or the 4th team foul, so I think they'll get the ball out underneath the ball out of bounds underneath the basket. Jenkins has been absolutely on fire so far in the first half. 4 3-pointers, making a living from both corners, and then hits one from the free throw line extended as well. We talked about in the opening or earlier in the game, had 79, broke a VCU sophomore record last year. So he's got the ability to knock these down. Again, making a living in the corner. If I'm Hofstra, I'm finding him. If he's in the corner, I'm finding that guy.
Yeah, he hit 4 threes against St. John's in the loss. And, averaging just under 9 points a game this season. And the 3-point shot, when he is on fire, you want to keep feeding him. And VCU's done a good job identifying him and finding him. So you're right, Hofstra not yet in the penalty is VCU, so they'll take the ball out underneath. But that's a big bucket from Ray, and now a chance to cut into the lead a little bit more. A nice inbounds pass to Taylor off the glass and good.
Yeah, and that's Crowfield's, as much Crowfield's fault as anybody's. If you're guarding the inbound passer, you've got to not let that pass get in right there.
So VCU looks like they're prepared to take the last shot of this half with the
shot clock off.
10-point halftime lead right now, 10-point lead in the first half, 33-23. And they foul out.
Well, they've got some to give, so that's smart. So they've actually, next time they pass the ball in, they can foul again. It's going to put them at the 2-second mark. What you want to try to avoid, though, if you're Mahalik's team, is, shooting or fouling a shooter.
Yep.
And we saw that's happened, multiple times so far this year for the Rams.
Yeah, that's called a DeJour Bowie, who had one to give. They had a team foul to give, as you mentioned. Jenkins going to put up a long 3. Off the glass! Jenkins open! For the buzzer sounds for the end of the first half. So De'Riante Jenkins with 5 threes in the first half of play. Wow. What a way to end the half. So we're going to hear from Coach Mike Rhodes here in a moment. Brittany Beckwith is going to be standing by with Coach momentarily. We'll send that down to him. But 15 for De'Riante Jenkins. He is on fire. It has VCU with a 36-23 halftime lead. Let's take another look at that shot.
See Jenkins right here shooting it with the clock running out. High up off the glass and good. The bank is open, Mr.
He called glass. All right, VCU on top, 36-23 at the halftime festivities straight ahead. You're watching VCU basketball announcement at ESPN+. Welcome back to VCU, where the Rams have the 36-23 halftime advantage over Hofstra, and it has been the De'Riante Jenkins show. Scott Jackson and Rodney Ashby. And Rodney, talk about a heat check. That last one, did he call glass?
Hey, look, a shooter mentality is he's going to put it up. It doesn't matter because in the stat sheet, it doesn't say whether it goes off the glass or not. The kid's rolling into there with 15 points here in the first half.
Well, certainly part of what got VCU going was, again, the defense that woke up the offense. It was a little slow to get started tonight.
Yeah, VCU has to be really excited with that defense, only letting the Pride get 23 points in the first half. That's phenomenal effort. But just as important as that, Scott, take a look at the turnovers. That was really their primary focus here in this game. Only 5 turnovers by VCU, and 3 of those were very early on. You see the defense right there, Douglas doing a great job going straight up. That defense has created the offense for VCU, and that's what their MO is going to be under Coach Mike Rhodes.
Yeah, they see the steal there. Crowfield makes it happen, and then Bird pushes it up. And again, more VCU defense here. And got a little physical at times, and again, a little sloppy in the early going for both teams offensively, but the VCU defense has really suffocated Hofstra here. And, Justin Wright Foreman to have just 4 points in the first half is pretty shocking. Fourth leading scorer in the country. There you see Isaac Van getting it done offensively. And then on the defensive end, there's Marcus Evans flying all over the place. Then Williams pushing it ahead for Van for the easy 2.
They did a great job sharing the ball, too. 11 assists on 15 field goals. That's a pretty good percentage right there for VCU.
Good work there from Evans to drive the lane. And then there's the Gilmore shot that we are pretty sure brought more rain into Richmond.
Yeah, he had back-to-back baskets. You see right there, they hit the short shot from the short corner, then got a high-low pass from Mobley. Mobley able to hit Gilmore for the high-low dunk.
Yeah, and then Jenkins hitting a 3. Getting it done, but that was the big part of the end of the half as well. Just Dariante Jenkins just finding his stroke.
Yeah, he's had a great half, and he's due for a breakout game. Isaac Van played well, made the all-tournament team up in Brooklyn, but Jenkins has that ability to get those type of points as well.
All right, at the half, VCU has opened the lead to 36-23 over Hofstra. More halftime straight ahead. You're watching VCU basketball on Maston and ESPN+. Scott Jackson, Rodney Ashby with you as we get ready to start the second half. Here at VCU, where for the 121st consecutive game, Rodney, they've had a sellout crowd.
I'll tell you what an impressive streak VCU, and its administration has done a phenomenal job of getting these tickets sold. The fans come in and support this team night in and night out, and what a recruiting tool Coach Rhodes has when you're playing in an environment like this night in and night out.
Hofstra trying to cut into the 13-point disadvantage, and first shot off the mark for Wright Foreman, but he gets his own rebound, takes it back up, reverse layup, and good. Well, Justin Wright Foreman, 4th leading scorer in the country, gets on the board early here in the second half. Just his 6 points of the game, though.
Yeah, VCU did a good job containing him in here in the first half.
Mobley working the high-low as they're going to get Santa Silva. They're going to get it for a push-off.
Look, I am biased. I'm going to tell you, Scott.
You're a big guy.
You're a big guy. That is ridiculous. You got to give the guys a little room to work in there. I mean, he's just posting up hard. I didn't see any elbows flying.
That was his second foul of the game. That's obviously the first of the half for the Rams. So 36-25, and again, more full court pressure. This is what gave Hofstra so many problems in the first half, and there it does again, almost a turnover. Mobley eventually punches it away. Jenkins handles it. Kicks it over and makes an errant pass to Marcus Evans.
And that's when you have a 3-on-1, no coach wants to see that, especially with the way the turnovers have been mounting up on VCU. But only 5 in the first half. I think he'll take that somewhat of aggressive mistake. And, there's a difference between having a live ball turnover and a dead ball. And right there, that was a dead ball turnover. He can live with that one a little bit better.
Yeah, Hofstra, a lot of the live ball turnovers turned into 9 VCU points in the first half. 9 of the turnovers, 9 points. Hofstra's just having a hard time getting the offense. There's only 9 on the clock right now. They're going to have to hurry.
And where they're running the offense from, Scott, is way too far out.
Pemberton's going to drive it. Lucky to get a shot off, and he's going to get a foul called on Dariante Jenkins.
You hate to see a foul with 2 seconds left on the shot clock, Scott. They had played hard for that 28 seconds, and you take a look at it. Drury did a good job. They had been running the offense so far out. Penetration and just a little bit too much of an angle right there for Dariante Jenkins.
So Pemberton to the line where he converts the first. Eli Pemberton averaging 17 points and 6 rebounds a game. Second leading scorer and rebounder. He had 20 against Cal State Fullerton on Wednesday night, and he's a 73% free throw shooter, and he converts both. So Hofstra comes out and cuts their double-digit deficit to a single-digit deficit.
VCU needs to get back into the flow. One of the things they've had a problem with is this, at the beginning of the second half, a little bit of a lull. They've been able to fight back and win those games, but Coach Rhodes would like to see them with a little bit more intensity coming out of the halftime. Mobley
gets
that time
called for 3 seconds.
Well, I think that was on Silva.
Was that Santos Silva? Okay.
Yeah.
They got Santos Silva on he was trying to work the high-low with him, it looked like.
Just having a rough go of it here in the beginning.
Corey Douglas is going to check in for Santos Silva.
Coach Rhodes coaching him up a little bit, and that's the sign of a good coach right there. Didn't yell at him, didn't undress him in front of the crowd or everything. Just gave him a little bit of coaching, a little bit of encouragement, and sent him down. He'll be right back in.
He's going to push it up. He's going to pull in the lane, up for the jumper, in and out, no good, but rebound goes to Hofstra. Pemberton's shot's blocked, and now here comes Jenkins. He's going to dish it back to Evans. He's going to spot it for a three. And off the back iron, rebound Hofstra. And last touch by Corey Douglas, so Hofstra will maintain possession.
Everywhere Hofstra looks, there's arms from VCU. These very long, lean guys. Just seems like there's hands getting tips on the ball everywhere.
Again, VCU with the full court press. It's really giving Hofstra a hard time. Had been backcourt violations, Rodney, but they've had a difficult time getting into the offense quickly.
Yeah, it's just limiting their time in the half court.
Deshore Bowie off the back iron with a three. And certainly VCU will live with Bowie taking the shots, or anybody, but Pemberton obviously and Foreman Wright.
Nice take right there by Dariante, just not able to finish. I think he was surprised on how open he was.
There is, again, Justin Wright Foreman is so smooth to the hoop.
Well, don't tell him he didn't have 6 points in the first half. This guy's ready to go here now.
He's got 8 now in the game. VCU yet to get on the scoreboard here in the second half. Leads down to 7. Marcus Evans working for the shot, and he's going to draw the foul.
That's one way to get on the board. You know, you earn it, get a little penetration, get to the free throw line. Evans is a great free throw shooter. See right here, he takes a nice step back dribble and then gets right to the basket. Takes it nice hard. Definitely, he might have got fouled 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, Deshore Bowie's called for the foul. That's his second. So Evans to the line to shoot 2. 69% free throw shooter so far in the season.
2 fresh Rams going to come in right when Hofstra thinks they're going to get a little bit of a break.
Yeah, Vince Williams.
2 more coming at you.
Lee Crowfield coming to the game for Mobley and Jenkins.
You see they're set up to put this pressure on again to put Hofstra in a tough situation in the half court.
Evans misses the second. So 37-29 VCU. Isaac Van putting the pressure on Justin Wright Foreman. It blows by him, takes it off with his right hand, switches hands but misses. But Hofstra gets the rebound.
VCU just not able to corral it. Ball had a mind of its own right there, Scott, after it came off the basket.
See Wright Foreman, though, he's got a different mindset this second half. And there he goes, gets another bucket. So Justin Wright Foreman suddenly has 10 points.
It's a 6-point lead. Has dwindled to a 6-point lead for the Rams.
Yeah, had a 13-point lead coming out of the half. And now cut to 6. Douglas in the post kicks it out to Evans, who thinks about it. He's going to step back and shoot a 3. No good, but there's going to be a rebound off the ball, and I think they're going to get Vince Williams on VCU. Yeah, that'd be Vince Williams.
Like a takedown. I thought I got confused right there. It looked like WWE there for a minute.
He definitely boxed out. That'll be his first foul. That's the 3rd team foul on VCU here in this second half. Something to keep our eyes on. So we're getting close to the 16-minute mark.
That can't come too soon for VCU.
Steal from Isaac Van. Loses it on the way up, but lays it in. To the first field goal of the half for VCU. And Isaac Van makes it an 8-point game.
Rams continue to put the intensity on. They just haven't been able to score here in the second half.
Seen a lot of Jalen Ray tonight. He's out there, number 20. He just passed it off to Wright Foreman there and get extra ball handler. Off the mark, Wright Foreman at the side of the backboard. VCU now trying to push it. Marcus Evans going to attack. Gets in there. Off the mark, though. Rebound, Pemberton. It's a nice move by Evans. I was actually surprised.
Not a pretty game, Scott.
Almost got in
definitely a lot of missed shots tonight. A lot of balls bouncing errant.
So they're having Jalen Ray handle the ball. They're trying to work Justin Wright Foreman off some screens. It's not really working out. Here's Pemberton.
Great defensive effort.
Back to Pemberton, and I believe it's last touch by Pemberton, and it's going to be VCU ball. So we got a timeout on the floor. A rocky start for VCU in the second half. Good start for Hofstra, but VCU is still hanging on with a 39-31 lead at the half. And you'll see Isaac Van here with the steal, and then with the layup. You're watching VCU basketball on Masson and ESPN+. Welcome back to VCU, where the Rams have a 39-31 lead over Hofstra. But the Pride have come out here in the second half, Rodney, and cut into the lead that was 13 at the half, and have made it a little bit more interesting than probably Coach Rhodes and VCU would like at this point.
Yeah, the defensive pressure has still been very good by VCU. They just haven't been able to get clicking on the offensive end. Very similar to the first half where they had a hard time getting going a little bit. But eventually that defense will start to wear out on the Hofstra Pride. Rams are hoping to get a few extra easy buckets. They get a few easy ones, and then maybe some of the tougher ones will start to fall.
So Williams and Evans. Evans, of course, has the ball in the backcourt. You got Sims out there right now, Crowfield, and also Douglas, Corey Douglas. It's your big. Try to dish it into Williams, but it's turned over. Here comes Hofstra. Jim and Ray get a lot of minutes here. Number 20, they just handed it off to Justin Wright Foreman.
Foreman has been very impressive so far this year, but not been able to get it going.
Tried to split the double team, couldn't do it. Douglas steals it away. He's going to dish it up to Sims, who's going to lay it off the glass and good.
How about the big, taking two big dribbles and then dishing it up to the guard to finish. Nice job, Corey. I like to see it.
I think some people are holding their breath on the VCU bench when he was doing it, but it worked out pretty good. So VCU now has got it back to double digits.
I knew he had it in him, Scott.
You big guys always look out for each other. That's
sure
good.
Do.
So the lead up back up to 10 for the Rams. Ray's going to drive. He's going to take it all the way and flips it up and good.
Wow.
What a bucket.
A little bit of English on that right there.
Jalen Ray.
Up off the glass.
The sophomore from Hampton, Virginia. He's a crabber, averaging 5 points a game, but he's having a night here not too far from home.
Yeah, you like to see kids come home and be able to have nights like this. You see him right here. Takes Evans right off the dribble, then beats Douglas off the hop step, high up off the glass and good.
They might lead the league in lefties, too, the country. They got two lefties that can shoot, and Ray and obviously Justin Wright Foreman. But Ray's got 9. Came into the game averaging 5 points a game. He's got it going tonight.
VCU doing a good job moving the ball on offense.
Sims penetrates, kicks it back out to Evans. Crowfield's going to look at a 3. Off the mark, rebound, Taylor. Jaquil Taylor. Been cleaning some glass tonight.
Well, there's been plenty of glass to clean with these shooting percentages.
No question about it.
It's a big dream.
Taylor trying to dish it in, but it's bounced off to Pemberton, who's going to take a 3. He misses. Rebound, Williams. Williams going to push it for VCU, trying to get some offense going in transition. Crowfield for 3, in and out. Rebound, Douglas. Evans is going to attack in the lane, dishes it off to Williams, who spins around and good. Kept that pivot foot going. Well done.
Good job. Nice wide base right there.
So Vince Williams has it up to 43-34 VCU. Ooh, Wright Foreman almost lost it.
You know, you see Williams in the paint. We talked about Travion Graham earlier, was one of those guys that could score at the end of the shot clock. There's been a lot of comparisons between Williams and Graham so far this year.
A little hook shot. And good from Stafford Trueheart.
He's going to have to show us something, though. We're talking about Graham's playing with the Brooklyn Nets right there. He's a kid that can...
High praise.
Yeah. One of Shaka Smart's first recruits. Only got 2 scholarship offers. VCU and Cleveland State.
Isn't that amazing? It's not where you start, it's where you finish, right?
Amen.
Here goes Evans for 3. Off the mark. Rebound again for Jaquil Taylor. He's going to give it to Pemberton. Pemberton's going to push. Tries to attack, thinks better of it, hands it up to Wright Foreman from deep, and it's good. He is cooking this half after a slow first half. He's got 13.
Deep shot right there. Coach Rhodes has 4 new guys, fresh guys in there ready to come and sub in for these VCU Rams that are currently out here.
Yeah, it's a 4-point lead now. So Hofstra has definitely settled themselves down here in the second half. Williams is going to attack, and I think he's going to be called for a charge, and he does.
That's just a tough call right there.
Jaquil Taylor.
I agree with the call. You know, it's just a tough one.
Well, VCU seen their 13-point lead at half whittled down to 4. Here's a nice bucket from Vince Williams. VCU on top, 43-39. You're watching VCU basketball in Masson and ESPN+. Back here at VCU, where the Rams are holding on to a 4-point lead over Hofstra. Scott Jackson, Rodney Ashby, and Rodney with VCU beating Temple last Monday. That marked their first 4-0 start since the 93-94 season when they started 5-0. And as you know, because you were up there in Brooklyn watching the games, they were very close to starting 5-0 with a tough overtime loss to St. John's in the Legends Classic final.
Yeah, but Coach Rhodes and his staff have to be excited about the progression of this team and where they've been going. Again, they were picked 7th in the A10. I tell you what, I dare you to find 6 teams that are better than this VCU Ram team coming in. If you take a look at the A10, they've had a rough go of it non-conference, but VCU has held up their end of the bargain.
Yeah, they've if you really want to start dissecting some of the picks, yeah, they definitely missed that one big time. And here comes Hofstra trying to cut in a 4-point lead. Wright Foreman off the glass misses. Rebound. Gilmore, who just checked in the game. So big rebound for Michael Gilmore, who's had some early first-half buckets and making his presence felt tonight.
Good first half for him.
So Mobley and Gilmore, your bigs. You got Van, Crowfield, and P.J. Bird, the freshman, in there right now for VCU.
And it's important for Bird to get some minutes and let the game slow down a little bit for him.
Van's going to put up a 3 off the mark.
He's got high ceiling for PJ, but he needs to get some minutes.
Here goes Jalen Ray. The circus shot just a few minutes ago. This time isn't able to get it to go. PJ Bird now, he just talked about it, loses it, trying to make a spin move. Hofstra. Wright's going to step into it. Wright Foreman and misses.
Right, I tell you what, Hofstra's just not been able to find the mark so far tonight, Scott. Now, a lot of it's had to do with this pesky VCU defense, but a lot of it's just missing open shots as well.
Yeah, Wright Foreman, it's got to be driving him crazy that he's not getting all the shots he normally does. So he's had a better second half. He's still having a game that's not what he's used to, and that's a foul on the floor on VCU. That'll be non-shooting.
5th team foul for VCU. And but Wright Foreman this night is not indicative of his game. I tell you, he's, like we said, the number 4 scorer in the country. He's a kid that can put up points in a hurry.
That was on P.J. Bird. That's his first for VCU. And Dariante Jenkins has just checked into the game from Malik Crowfield. Jenkins was red hot in the first half. See if they can get him going, maybe get this offense going. He had Jenkins just fouls Pemberton, who was putting up a 3. I think they're going to call it a 3.
Yeah, I think so. And, a shooter is a shooter until he returns back down to the floor, Scott. Now, I was straight-lined. I wasn't able to see it, but he is protected until he comes back down to the floor.
Yeah, they don't want people stepping under guys, and a lot of ankles used to get turned.
It feels like he might have kicked his legs out a little bit in order to create
that. That's a technique, right? I mean, you see it a lot. Certainly in the NBA
That's a point of emphasis this year, that if the offensive player creates the contact, that there's not supposed to be rewarded this year.
Well, Pemberton to the line makes the first. Get a 73% free throw shooter.
Eli Pemberton. 3-point game, 2-point game for Hofstra.
Yeah, a chance to be a 1-point game if he converts to this one. We talked about it before. Hofstra, their 2 losses were on the road at Marshall in a close game. They were leading most of the game at Maryland before losing. So this is a battle-tested team. Even though they haven't got that roadkill yet, they give them credit for playing 3 really good teams out of the gate. They thought this would be the toughest atmosphere they had faced so far on the season. So VCU hanging on to just a 1-point lead now. And it's going to be...
Yeah, you've got to set that screen. You're allowed this year to have a little bit wider base, but you still have to be set. Gilmore was just moving just a bit before he was able to.
Gilmore's first. That's going to be team foul number 8 on VCU, and that's going to be timeout on the floor. 10:05 to go. Suddenly, this game is a lot more interesting than it looked in the first half as VCU hanging on 43-42. You're watching VCU basketball on Masson and ESPN+. Welcome back to a sold-out E.J. Wade Arena here at Stuart C. Siegel Center, where VCU's hanging on 43-42 on top of Hofstra with 10:05 to go in regulation. Scott Jackson and Rodney Ashby with you. One of the things you're noticing, Rodney, as we were talking during the timeout, was VCU has only had 2 free throw attempts tonight, a team that averages about 23 a game. And I got to wonder if the Hofstra zone's had something to do with it.
Absolutely, it's got something to do with it. They're not playing in that aggressive man style. VCU's had a hard time drawing the fouls they've been drawing. If you take a look at it, they've been shooting pretty well from the free throw line as well. It's created a lot of different points. VCU with the full court press here as Hofstra gets it across. Hofstra with a chance to get their first lead of the game since the early part of the first half. The official probably would have let that go if he was able to regain his balance, but with the bump and it would have caused their walk, you got to call that foul.
So Pemberton's going to go to the line once again.
With a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, with a chance to take the lead.
It's 1-1.
A 1-1 opportunity for Eli Pemberton, who is the second leading scorer on Hofstra, and he knocks down the first.
Tie game.
He's got 13 now on the night. We've got a tie game. Pemberton looking for the lead for Hofstra. And he's got it. So Hofstra with their first lead since the early part of the first half, 44-43. Now they're putting a little pressure on VCU.
And again, I think for the same reason, to keep VCU out of this motion offense that they've had so much success with here late in the first half.
Isaac Van on the floor with Bird, Mobley, Douglas, and Dariante Jenkins, who hit 5 threes in the first half but hasn't hit a shot in the second half. Douglas tries to get it to go. The hook can't do it, but Van with the rebound and the putback and draws the foul.
We talked about how important Isaac Van has been to this Rams team so far this year, and this time he does it up underneath the boards. You see him get the rebound. Nice pump fake, gets pushed from behind, is able to finish it up. Nice strong base right there by Isaac Van to be able to put that up and in. He's going to get a chance to get the old school three-point play right here, Scott.
He does everything, doesn't he? I mean, Isaac Van, when you talk about defense,
total
rebounding,
different player
scoring.
than he was last year. Total different player.
Healthy player.
Yep.
Big difference. So VCU now with the 2-point advantage, 46-44. We'll get the full court pressure set up. Hofstra has done a better job in the second half with it, and they do there as well. Of course, part of that too is VCU hasn't been getting buckets to get it set up.
Exactly, because they've been playing man-to-man on makes, and then that zone on misses, and zone on the makes or dead balls, and that's the one that's been a lot more effective so far tonight.
Just the right. Freeman has to give it up to Pemberton, who's going to step into a three. Got it. He is stomping and tearing it up in the second half. He's got 17. Eli Pemberton is the leading scorer tonight for the Pride.
VCU down 1 right now at home with just 9 minutes to play. We got a game, Scott.
Yeah, they thought this could be a game tonight. This is a good team, as we talked about. Hofstra coming in here. Had Maryland on the ropes. At Maryland. Had a chance at Marshall as well. Jenkins from way downtown off the back iron. Rebound Douglas. And they're going to get a foul on the floor on Stafford Trueheart. That's his third.
Yeah,
team's third. Now Marcus Evans is going to check back in for VCU. Plays PJ Bird.
Bird got some key minutes right there, but
essentially have the starters out there, except Douglas is in for Marcos Santos-Silva.
And Douglas had been starting.
That's right. Jenkins misses, and they're going to get a foul on the floor. I think Mobley got held, yeah. So now that's team foul number 4 in Hofstra.
VCU, you can see he's starting to grip the bat just a little bit tighter. Might have gotten a little bit too loose in the beginning of the second half, but starting to pick up the intensity a little bit here with just 8 minutes and 30 seconds to play and down 1.
Down a point with possession. Trying to get it in under their own hoop. Evans is going to attack. Looks for the contact. Doesn't get the call or the bucket. Here comes Jalen Ray. He's made some circus shots off the window so far. Makes another one. Jalen Ray, the sophomore out of Hampton, has been a big spark off the bench. He's got 11.
This crowd's starting to get into a little bit. Rooting for the Rams to find their
man with a little hop. Unable to get it to go off the glass. Blocked. Jenkins picks it back up. VCU, they've got a new shot clock off the first Van miss. Mobley's going to attack. Switches hands in the lane. Unable to get it to go. And fighting for the rebound. What do we have? We got whistles. We're going to call it a jump ball.
It'll stay VCU's possession when they come back out.
So VCU up possession and trailing 49-46. 7:51 to go in regulation. VCU trying to get it back together. Here's Isaac Van with some nice offense. And the and one opportunities a few moments ago. You're watching VCU basketball at Masson and ESPN+. Welcome back to VCU, where Hofstra has a 49-46 advantage. Seeing Speedy Claxton, who is on the Hofstra staff under Joe Mihalik. And Speedy Claxton, of course, spent about a decade in the NBA, was the 20th overall pick in the 2000 draft of Philadelphia 76ers. Was part of a title team with the Spurs in 2003. And the last couple games, VCU's faced some coaching staffs, so the guys play pretty well in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, the last game they had Mitch Richmond and Chris Mullins. Well, we could get a staff game going here between all these guys and let it go. I got a chance to talk to Speedy before the game, and I said, man, you look like you could still play. He said, Rodney, don't let that paint job fool you.
Oh, they're going to get a foul off the ball on VCU on the inbound on Sean Mobley. Ooh, and they lose possession, so that's a tough one. VCU with it. Ball under their own hoop, and now going to have to set up the defense. Looks like they're going to get Mobley in that.
Not happy. They think it's just Coach Rhodes thinks it's a flop.
Yeah, it's Mobley's first, and they're trying to clean up the floor. Tough break for VCU there, so Hofstra will have a chance to add to their lead. Yeah. Hofstra has only led 2 minutes and 5 seconds of this game. But it's who leads last is what matters.
That's right.
Game's had 5 lead changes so far, 3 ties.
A lot of that was early on, though.
Yeah, it was real early. Yeah, then Hofstra's biggest lead was at the 8:19 mark right now. And attacking is, wow, of course, Justin Wright Foreman. 4th leading scorer in the country for a reason.
He just knows how to create space when he's going up to shoot that layup, and did a great job right there against a shot blocker in Corey Douglas. Douglas not able to get hold of it without committing the foul.
He gets to the line about 9 times a game. He is a 86% free throw shooter. He's got 15, and it's been difficult for him. He only had 4 in the first half, but he's got 11 here in the second half. A chance to add to that and add to what is now the biggest lead for Hofstra of 5 points. And make it a 6-point advantage for Hofstra.
Scott,
7:31 to go.
Time right here for VCU. They've got to start getting some stops. They've got to start getting some buckets if they want to come out with this home win against this very pesky Hofstra team that was picked 3rd in the CAA.
Hofstra's cleaned up their act on offense in this half. Only 4 turnovers. A nice move from Marcus Evans for the 2.
Right on cue, their leader, Marcus Evans, come out and get a shot. Still recovering from that Achilles, but starting to look better and better each and every minute that he plays.
Isaac Van is going to try to slow down Justin Wright Foreman.
That's awful. I mean, Scott, I've been a huge proponent of that actually being a foul on the offensive player. When you throw your neck back like that, you've seen it year in and year out, and it's gotten worse and worse. These officials got to tighten up on that type of play.
And they're in the double bonus, so it's going to be 2 shots coming up for Justin Wright Foreman.
Let's take a look at this right here, Scott. And he does a good dribble, drives by Van, and look, maybe a little more contact than it looked like originally, but still a lot more flop than.
Well, he definitely wanted to show it to you.
Yeah.
But I think Van might have actually grazed him.
I still am not a fan of that play. The guards throwing their neck back like that when they're dribbling the ball at the court to try to draw a foul.
18 points for Justin Wright Foreman, as he's had 14 in this half. And the lead's back to 6 for Hofstra.
6 minutes and 50 seconds for this Rams team.
Isaac Van bounces it off his teammate, puts it back up and in.
Does he get
and
one? Does he get the assist and the block? I mean, and the point.
He threw it off of Corey Douglas, essentially back to himself, and gets the bucket, and the M1.
Take a look at it. I want to know who gets the assist on this. Is it Van or Douglas?
I guess technically Douglas gets the assist, right? Hit it part of his body and went to Van, so.
We'll have to ask the official scorer who's going to get that.
What a bucket from Isaac Van. VCU needed that, but they also need some stops.
Yes, they do. They've got to buckle down. And this is what their program is built on, is that Havoc-style defense. Let's see if they can buckle down and stop this Hofstra team that's been really scoring at will here in the second half.
Van cuts the lead in half to 3. He's got 12. 6:45 to go in regulation. Pemberton's going to break the press pretty easily. He's going to take it to the bucket. Off the mark. No calls there, and they're going to say the last touch by VCU. Good defense from Santos Silva in the post. Contest.
And it did. When the ball came back down, I believe it hit Silva on the shoulder.
Good contest though without fouling. You talk so much about going straight up because you can own that area.
Yep.
There's going to be an off-the-ball foul on the Pride.
That looked like a counter tray.
Sure did. Some good blocking there, wasn't it? Yeah, that's going to be on Eli Pemberton. That's his second. So Hofstra now up to 16 fouls. So VCU can cut into this three-point
crowd starting to get into a little bit.
Three-point deficit a little bit more here on this possession. They're going to stop. There's a wet spot on the floor here. I believe also where Isaac Van slipped a little while ago, and actually Douglas went to pick him up. He slipped too, and when he was just trying to pull him off the ground, so I don't know if they didn't get it before, or if it's just a persistent problem.
Kid needs to put a little effort into it. Before I get any texts about people being mad, it's my son.
That's Rodney's son. Okay.
I was
going to say, man, he must have a dad that's got some money. How about the sneakers he's got on?
Come on now.
Kid's got some good kicks.
We bought him 4 sizes too big so he can wear them.
It's a VCU with the ball down 3. He's starting 5 back out on the floor together. Evans to Mobley. Mobley's thought about it. He's going to kick it out to Jenkins. Jenkins is going to drive. He's going to have to put it up. Off the glass and good. Dariante Jenkins cuts it to a 1-point game.
He covered a lot of space in those 2 big steps that Dariante Jenkins took after he picked the ball up. Almost carried it like a running back, Scott.
Such a long strider. Like to see him do that because they're really focusing on his 3-point shot. He had 5 in the first half. Those are his first 2 of this half, and he's got 17. And again, a 54-51 Hofstra lead now as the crowd's on its feet. The sellout crowd trying to get behind their team. Wright Foreman for 3, misses. Rebound by Santos Silva, so VCU have a chance to take the lead again on this possession.
VCU just needs to continue to show some patience and move this ball around.
Marcus Evans asking for the ball. Trying to get something set up offensively with 14 on the clock. Marcus Evans looking to attack. Hands it off to Santos Silva, who's going to put it up off the glass, and good! And VCU back on top, 55-54, with 5:07 to go in regulation.
Nice left-handed shot right there by Silva. VCU up 1. This crowd is into it right now. Want VCU to show some of that Havoc-style defense that they built this program on.
Justin Wright Foreman taking it up. He loses it for a second, and Marcus Evans steals it. He's going to lay it up and in. So VCU lead up to 3, 57-54, and Hofstra is going to call timeout.
Halleck had to. They've started to lose control of this game. They were up 6 points with 8.5 minutes to go. VCU has cut it down now to where they're up 3. Great, and it was all built on the defense, Scott. It was on the defensive end that got them going and created that offense.
So we're going to keep it here. It's a 30-second timeout from Hofstra. Let's go look at some of this exchange here at VCU and this run that they've been on. Nice little handoff to Santos Silva, who gets it up off the glass. Isaac Van really caused the turnover, but Evans came in and cleaned it up.
Great job right there by VCU. You know, they know when to turn it on, and VCU's done a great job all night long putting pressure on this Hofstra. Not all the time causing the turnovers that you think you would expect from in a press, but really what they want to do is continue to wear them out, create less time for them to have a half-court offense. But right then, when it was time to get a turnover, Marcus Evans knew right when Van got the offensive player to turn it back, he went and snatched that ball and took it in for 2.
So again, the defense making it happen for VCU. This is what
Van has a little blood on his jersey. He's trying to get that off so that he doesn't have to come out of the game.
This is what Coach Joe Mahalik talked about, was how will his team handle the pressure and the havoc, and it's a unique style that you don't often see. Hofstra's handled it pretty well actually throughout this game. He's had their spurts, had their moments. And now down by 3.
Well, they've only got 15 turnovers on the night.
Yeah, they had 9 of them in the first half, so they've really had a good second half of basketball. Of course, they were down by 13 at half. They've done a great job to get back in this game, but another turnover there almost, and we got bodies on the floor. And, boy, Justin Wright, Foreman, and Van colliding there. And now they're going to say VCU ball after first saying it went off of.
They're going to have to clean this up.
Yeah, this is a slippery area. Let's watch it again. Boy, that happened so fast. Both players with their hands in there, and it didn't look like it went off Wright, Foreman last. So VCU with the ball. You almost caught both of those players.
Well, the good thing is, with my size, that I probably could have, unfortunately. They were hustling after it, though. You like to see guys get on the floor with a little bit of hustle with 4 minutes to play.
So VCU with the 3-point lead in possession. Mobley looked like he was going to take a 3. Evans will put up a 3. It's partially blocked by Trueheart. Hofstra with the ball, down by 3. 4 minutes, under 4 minutes now in regulation. Jalen Ray, who's played very well off the bench, has the ball, and he's going to get it to the money man, Justin Wright, Foreman.
Yeah, you know, you've got to. You got the 4th leading scorer on your team. That's who's got to have the ball in his hand. Now, you've got a couple other options, but if I'm Coach McCallick, that's who I'm going with.
Big, long 3 from Wright, Foreman, and it's true, and we got a tie game. That's his 18th, or make the 21st point of the game. Wow. Timeout on the floor. VCU with 3:39 to go in regulation, and once again, we'll watch some of the havoc for VCU that's got them back into this game with Marcus Evans laying it up and in. You're watching VCU basketball on Masson and ESPN+. Welcome back to VCU. Sellout crowd tonight. Seeing a really good one. Tied at 57. We got 3:39 to go in regulation. Scott Jackson, Rodney Ashby. And Rodney, these are the kind of games that you learn a lot about your team early in the season. And these are, good learning experiences. If you hope you win them, of course, in the way of learning.
Yeah,
but these are good.
And this is how you grow. You're learning how to close out these games. Which team is going to grow the most right now? Is it going to be Hofstra or is it going to be VCU? VCU just had a very difficult one-point loss. Coach Rhodes talked about in the press conference how he wanted that sting of the loss to hurt worse than the good feeling of a win, because he feels like that's what motivates a team.
Marcus Evans gets it up past the half-court line. Again, tie game. Justin Wright, Foreman hit one from, looked like actually was back on the Hofstra campus. He was so far out to give us a tie ball game.
That was deep for sure.
Evans. Jenkins thought about a deep one. Mobley's going to look at a 3, and he puts it up off the front of the iron. Rebound for Hofstra. That's Jalen Ray.
Mobley had hit one earlier in the game, but has not had that much offense since then.
Yeah, it was short of the clock. He kind of had to put it up. So here's Justin Wright, Foreman. He's going to give it up to Taylor. Tries to go backdoor. Great defense from Marcus Evans. He's going to push it forward, and he's going to drive it, lay it up and in, and VCU's back on top, 59-57.
Great defensive effort right there by Marcus Evans. You talked about closing out. Those are the little things that you have to do in order to close out a big game like this. That baseline's really wet down there. I'm worried about a guy getting hurt.
Evans pressure and Jalen Ray has played a lot of minutes here tonight. And he's fouled by Evans. They're going to get Evans in the body.
And that's going to put him on the line, too.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the 10th. So it's 2 shots.
Yeah, 2 shots. And again, Jalen Ray came into this game 5 points per game player tonight with 11. Here's the play again from Evans. Diving like he's a DB, making the interception. And just taking it the distance again. Put VCU back up by 2 at that point, but now Jalen Ray has cut it back to 1. He's got 12 off the bench tonight. He's played a lot of minutes for DeJour Bowie. Ray's up to 27 minutes tonight on the game, and he knocks them both down. In from Hampton, Virginia. This is a bit of a homecoming game for him. Too far away. Kicks it out to Van.
Double team.
Van gets double teamed quickly. He's got to give it up. Running 2 guys at Van. Marcus Evans going to have to make something happen with 5 on the clock. Puts up a 3 off the back iron. And Hofstra now with a chance to take the lead.
That zone.
Under 2 minutes.
Starting to cause VCU problems. not penetrating it either by the pass or the dribble. It's going to cause problems for any team.
Isaac Van's going to check Justin Wright Foreman, the top.
Got his hands full right here.
Sure
Fourth
does.
leading scorer in the country.
He's waiting for the screen if it's going to happen. It's not going to be a screen. He's just going to take it. He's so quick with that left hand and good. And he gives the Hofstra Pride a 2-point lead, 61-59.
They didn't have to play, Scott.
So VCU's got to be good on offense here as they trail by 2. Mobley's going to penetrate the zone. He's going to put up a runner off the back of the iron. No good. Rebound, Taylor. Ball into the ground, travels.
What a break there for VCU. Mobley be able to get into the paint, but not able to convert. Now VCU will have the ball baseline out of bounds. And if you remember 2 of the games we did early on, they were very successful with that baseline out of bounds type play. But this is a different situation because this is against the zone. They were carving up a man-to-man. You know, Mihalik has seen that tape. He's going to put them in zone to try to prevent that carving up by this VCU team. Well-coached VCU team.
Yeah, and Hofstra has really done a good job here in the second half defensively to get their act together after some struggles there in the first half. But again, VCU needs a bucket here, down by 2 with 1:13 and counting in regulation. Oh, Mobley wasn't ready for it. He's going to pass it over to Van. Van's looking to attack. Gets denied. Back out to Jenkins, who's going to take a 3 off the mark. No good. Taylor with the rebound. This time is able to keep his feet.
With 21 seconds on the shot clock, I would have liked to see a couple more rotations into that offense right there. But nonetheless, VCU has to buckle down right here if they want to get out of this with a win.
Need to stop here and then
this is
get something done offensively.
Tough ask for Isaac Van right here.
Sure is. Justin Wright Foreman.
Just clearing out.
Fourth leading scorer of the nation. Going to his left. Little runner off the mark. Ball's loose. Got by VCU. Here comes Van. He's going to attack. Takes it right up and in. Tie ball game with 28 seconds to go.
Great defensive effort by Van on the defensive end, then able to convert on the offensive end. Nice hustle by Sean Mobley getting on the floor to get that ball. Take a look at it right here. See it again. Isaac Van takes it straight to him.
Just ducked under Jalen Ray.
That was, you know,
the blow by.
Looked like that's what you call ole. Just let him go right by him.
Yeah, he wasn't going to run into him. He just trying to set up for the charge, but
Coach Smith used to say that kid couldn't guard a revolving door. Right there, just no effort at all. And coming down with 28 seconds to go, that's a foul in my mind. If you've got one to give, that's a chance.
Your 30-second time out on the floor right now. We'll keep it here. 61 all. Well, this game has had everything you could ask for. So 28 seconds to go in regulation, and Hofstra will have the basketball. They don't have to, obviously. They can take the last shot of the game if they want to. Here's the Van layup once again. Jalen Ray trying to set it up, and he just was smart enough to move around him. So if Ray thought maybe he was deeper than he was down there or what, but nice move by Isaac Van.
If you're Mike Rhodes, you're in the huddle right here. Say you want to play nice, intense defense, but you do not want to foul. And if you're Coach Mihalik, you know what you're doing. You're giving the ball to the fourth leading scorer in the country, Justin Wright Foreman.
Yeah, Justin Wright Foreman or Eli Pemberton have got to take the shot. The only way
He's had a good night too, but I'm going with the guy who came.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But if they run 2 guys at him and he has to give it up, maybe that's the only way.
The only time that they've been doubling is when you have a big to a ball screen, and Coach Mihalik knows that. He's just been clearing the floor out and letting them go left.
They were certainly seeing a lot of double teams this year on Wright Foreman, and this time VCU does not pick it up in full court. They're going to pick him up at half court. And again, 23 seconds to go. Tie ball game. Hofstra can take the last shot if they choose to do so. VCU needs to play some D here. Crowd on their feet at a sold-out Siegel Center, 121st sellout. Justin Wright Foreman, 4th leading scorer in the country. Big check by Isaac Van. He's going to go to his left. He's going to get doubled. He's going to take the fade away off the front iron. Rebound VCU. And a shot up, and that's not going to count. Not going to count. And we're going to overtime, so a little bonus basketball for you tonight here at E.J. Wade Arena at the Stuart C. Siegel Center.
By Mike Rhodes right there. You take a look at the last 3 times down the court. Wright Foreman has gone to his left hand and able to get to the basket. But right here, they come and they double Wright Foreman. Creates a bad situation. He has to throw up a lean back shot. And Corey Douglas able to get the rebound.
Pemberton was hoping he had enough time, but he didn't, so that bucket doesn't count. We're going to overtime, tied at 61. So stick around. We got overtime straight ahead. VCU basketball and Maston at ESPN+.
The game of football is about...
Welcome back to E.J. Wade Arena at the Stuart C. Siegel Center. Scott Jackson and Rodney Ashby with you here as we're getting ready for overtime between VCU and the Hofstra Pride. Tied at 61. Of course, we mentioned in the open tonight, Hofstra, in all their years in the CAA, had never won in this arena. Tonight, they're been awful close to winning, but they got to do it here in the overtime session. They want to end that skid, and they've lost, the last 8 to VCU as well in the overall series.
Well, I tell you, VCU knew that they were going to have their hands full. You listen to the coaching staff here in the scouting report. They're like, look, this is not a gimme. This isn't like a bye game. This is a tough team that's coming in to play, and this is a team that, look, remembers how VCU and some of the rivalries, especially with Speedy on the bench right there, how some of those rivalries were. And now it comes down to this extra period, 5 minutes. Which team is going to be able to dig deep?
VCU with the first possession off the tip. Marcus Evans has had a rough night shooting, but he came with one of the big defensive plays in this game when VCU was down and came back. See if he can get hot maybe in the extra session. So he kicks it out to Isaac Van, who drives the baseline up and off the mark. Rebound tips around. Jenkins has it as long. Reaching good. Good putback there by Deontay Jenkins.
All the VCU players to keep that ball alive, and Jenkins able to come up with it and knock down the short jumper.
So VCU up 63-61 in overtime.
VCU showing nice intensity on defense.
Digging in on defense. They're doubling now. They're trying to get Wright Foreman to get rid of the ball, and he does. They're swinging it pretty well. Here comes Jalen Ray, who's made a couple of those tonight. Misses that one, but he draws the foul. And I believe they're going to get Santos Silva.
That's a tough ask for Silva to go out on the perimeter and guard a guard like Ray, who's had such a good night so far. He's got 13 points of the night. You mentioned a little bit of a homecoming for him. Tough ask. You've got that matchup because of the double team on Wright Foreman. But look, if I'm Coach Rhodes, that's what I'm doing too. I'm making somebody else other than the fourth leading scorer in the country beat you.
Yeah, they've seen a lot of this, as you would expect. Wright Foreman has seen a lot of these double teams coming at him. They like his ability to make plays, but they'd much rather him take shots. And a rare miss for Hofstra from the free throw line as Jalen Ray is unable to convert. And that's only their second miss from the free throw line tonight. And a big one. The fans are really letting him hear it now. Trying to get some free chicken. And knocks it down. So 1-2. And it's a 63-62 game. VCU on top of Hofstra.
Got to penetrate this zone, Scott. You've got to penetrate it.
Evans penetrates a little bit, kicks it back out. Van is going to take it. Nice pass to Santos Silva, but we got a whistle.
And that'll be put VCU into the bonus. So now they're going to go and try to make a living. And we talked about how they had not gone to the free throw line as much. They've been averaging almost 24 free throws a game. Only 4 free throw attempts so far tonight. 3 for 4 from the field. And Isaac Van went in a big way against St. John's. Went 10 for 10 from the free throw line and against that game. Let's see if he can continue the streak here against Hofstra.
Van misses the first on the 1-and-1. Missed opportunity there for the Rams. So VCU holding on to 1-point lead. 3:30 to go in overtime. Justin Wright Foreman with a lefty on the baseline and good.
So good. Such a score.
He's
Scott.
so smooth. He's got 25. He can beat you from the outside, the inside. Put some shots up you don't think he can make at all. So he's got 25. And a 1-point Hofstra lead. There's Mobley from outside off the mark. Rebound Hofstra trying to build on that 1-point advantage they have with 3 minutes to go in
plenty of time.
Overtime.
Plenty of time for VCU. You don't want to grip the bat too tight. You want to play some good defense. Come down and still execute on the offensive end.
Here's Eli Pemberton, their second leading scorer with a little baseline move. He hits the backboard, and who touched it last? They're going to say off VCU. There was a lot of hands in there. That was a tough one to see.
8 seconds on the shot clock. There was not a reset on that. I was shocked. I thought it hit the bottom of the rim, but maybe not.
They're hoping they're going to
check.
give a monitor. Yeah, I mean, it was so close.
It felt like to me it hit the. I don't know if it hit the bottom of the backboard or the bottom of the rim. It definitely
hit the bottom
something.
of the rim, and then there was a lot of hands in there for both teams.
Yeah. Well, if it hit the bottom of the rim, it'll be a reset. I'm assuming they're looking for the shot clock reset.
I got you. Well, I think Mike Rhodes wants them to make sure that it didn't go off of Hofstra.
Right.
But let's take another look here.
See him nice. Should have been a hook right there. He goes up. Let's see what it hits.
Yeah, it looks
hit
like
the rim. Hit the bottom of the rim.
Hit the bottom rim. And whose hand is that, though? See, I think, though, is it Jaquil Taylor?
I don't think that's reviewable, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Until the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to give him a new shot clock. So, well, while they were reviewing it, they did see that it hit the rim. So, new shot clock for Hofstra with the 1-point lead. 64-63 Hofstra leads it. 2:43 to go in overtime.
You know, this is the second game in a row VCU's had to face a prolific scorer.
Justin Wright Foreman throws in the backcourt, which you can do. Jalen Ray picks it up. Yeah, and a lefty prolific scorer at that, for that matter. Shamari Pons from St. John's. Block shot from Jenkins.
Wow, how long is he? What a phenomenal block right there by Jenkins. And, you know, he could have had a little bit of hesitancy right there because he had just gotten called for a foul in that exact same spot. You take a look, covers a lot of space, able to get up and block that shot.
Kel Sims in the game now for VCU as they get a little more offense in there. What a move again from Justin Wright Foreman, who's now got 27. VCU down by 3. Get a little late here in overtime, 2:15 to go.
Nice pass.
Kel Sims, who just checked in with a bucket.
Nice high-low pass. We talked about penetrating the zone through the pass. Nice high-low right there. VCU was very successful with that in the middle of the first half. Not so much here in the second half.
66-65, Hofstra leads VCU. We're under 2 minutes in overtime. Van slips, coming over to help out on Wright Foreman. And Jalen Ray is going to put up a jumper off the mark, but Jaquil Taylor gets the rebound, puts it up, and no, Trueheart gets his miss and is fouled on the way up, and will shoot 2. And I think they're going to get Marco Santos Silva, and that's going to be his 4th foul. Let's look at the Mikael Sims bucket just a few moments ago, right off the bench and into the scorebook with the bucket.
Trueheart's going to get 2, but he's only a 40% free throw shooter.
And that one's deep off the mark. Yeah, Trueheart, he only been to the line this season. This is his 6th and 7th trip, so he hasn't been to the line a ton. And really, Taylor and Trueheart, they're in there to set screens and rebound. They're not getting a lot of touches with the basketball offensively with the guards that they have on this Hofstra Pride team. And he hits the second, though, 1 and 2, so it is a 2-point Hofstra lead with 1:39 to go in overtime. And Hofstra is going to put a little pressure on Marcus Evans in the full court.
Nice patience right here for VCU.
Isaac Van is going to penetrate, drives up and in, and tie ball game, VCU.
What a take by Isaac Van. Phenomenal hard dribble to cut right over that screen and by Silva, and able to get to the basket and put it in.
Strong left hand from Isaac Van. He's on Justin Wright Foreman, who has been a terror in the second half. Only at 4 at the half. He's at 23.
Van getting down in defensive position. He's ready to go.
Since the first half. Foreman's driving, shooting, off the mark, rebound, kicks around, goes to VCU. So VCU with the ball, 52 seconds and running left in overtime.
They've gone to a man-to-man. No, they backed out into the zone.
Coach Rhodes saying, play on. Trust his team, veteran team. He's going to let him play. And VCU ball under the basket with 13 left on the shot clock and 37.2 left in this overtime. Gets it into Van. VCU will have to move quickly here with 10 on the clock. Marcus Evans is going to drive, put it up, off the glass and good. Wow. VCU back on top, 69-67, 29.4 seconds to go.
Scott, we were just talking about VCU now has a player who can handle the ball when it comes down to it, and he's that guy, cold-blooded.
That was a cold-blooded move by Marcus Evans. Kind of had a quiet night in terms of his offense, but what a terrific play. And let's take another look at it, Rodney.
Yeah, you take a look. Marcus Evans sizes him up, dribbling out, getting his pace, takes 2 hard dribbles, takes it right to the chest, creates a little bit of space now, put it high enough off the glass. Nice take right there by Marcus Evans.
Terrific take. So 69-67 VCU, 29.4 seconds left in this overtime. Hofstra is taking the timeout, so they'll get a chance to take it either, who knows, maybe a walk-off 3 or go for 2 and try to get this into another overtime. Yeah, there's another look at Evans' bucket. Beautiful.
Nice job right there. Both teams still have timeouts as well, right. So, if there's a bucket at the end, either team can call a timeout to set up what they want to set up.
I was just talking to Mike Rhodes about this today, the shoot-around, Rodney. His philosophy, in situations like this where you let your team play, you let your team play because you trust this group. They're veteran kids. He knows they can handle it, and he lets them play through instead of calling a timeout and allowing Hofstra to set up any defense. You just let those guys play through those balls.
Well, that's also when you have some starting to get a little bit more leadership, when you have guys like Jenkins and Isaac Van, and especially a guy like Marcus Evans. You have a little bit of trust. He coached Evans for 2 years at Rice, where Evans scored 1,300 points. Look, if you don't trust a kid that's getting 1,300 points his first 2 years of Division I basketball, you're probably not going to trust anybody. He's got big-time trust in Marcus Evans.
Yeah, and the players got to love it too when the coach lets him go, because they want they don't want the team to get a chance to to reset or get a rest. I mean, you got them on the ropes a little bit. They came off a miss. You got the big motion rebound. Keep it going.
The difference at the end of the regulation, they didn't press. Now, with 29 seconds to go, they are pressing to create some pressure against this Hofstra Pride team.
Hofstra gets it in to Trueheart. He's dribbling it. He's going to try to get it back and turns it over. Oh, they say it was last touched by VCU. I got blocked out by one of the officials here, so apologies there, but it was touched by VCU. Deflection. Let's see it again. But Trueheart, it was deflected.
Like Mikkel Sims
caught
the end of it.
Got the hand in there. But 24 seconds, and really it was 29, so he's only got what?
Now, yeah, exactly right.
Got 6 or 5 on the clock to get across half court.
Exactly. That's a new rule that they have just recently, that the 10-second count does not reset even with the timeout.
Yeah, so another timeout on the floor, and VCU will pick up. Looks like they're going to have the pressure on the inbounder and try to keep it going, but 69-67. So this is the kind of game we anticipated. And you got to give Hofstra a lot of credit for coming in here and playing in this atmosphere the way they have tonight, Rodney. But you got to believe going to Marshall, going to Maryland helps you get ready for this kind of game and will help them ultimately get ready for their CAA season.
Coach Mahalik is a phenomenal coach. He's in there telling them exactly what he wants them to do. And, both teams have been very well coached tonight. So I agree. Both teams have had the preparation. VCU had 2 tough games up in Brooklyn, coming down against, bigger conference schools.
Yep.
Now Hofstra had a chance against Marshall and Maryland to develop that little bit of toughness. Now let's see which one of them have learned the most over those games, so they can see if they can put it away.
Yeah, both teams have had challenging early schedules, which, again, you got to do it, and it helps your team in the long haul. You want to win those games, of course.
So if we got a reset right here, you got 24.2 seconds. It's going to be Hofstra's ball. They have 5 seconds to get it across the court before a 10-second call, and VCU is up 2. Hofstra's got the number 4 scorer in the country.
He's inbound to the ball right now.
He's
Justin Wright Foreman, and it's going back to him. And, of course, keep your eye on number 5, Eli Pemberton, who's the second leading scorer on this team. They're trying to get the ball in. They do to Jalen Ray, and he's got to hurry. And he just gets it going over, and again, 16 seconds left. Justin Wright Foreman dribbles it off the ground, and it's stolen by Isaac Van at VCU. Jenkins waiting for the contact to get fouled, and he does with 7 seconds left. Jenkins goes to the line with a chance to put this game on ice.
Van was definitely putting pressure on Wright Foreman, but wasn't trying to go for the steal. Foreman dribbles it off his ankle. Rams able to capitalize off him. Take a look right here. Nice pressure. Good job. Dribbles it off his hip. Then Van gets his hand in there to get the steal. Dishes it off to Jenkins. Jenkins gets fouled. He's going to go to chance 1-1.
And believe it or not, Dariante Jenkins has not had a free throw attempt on the season. Till now. Off the mark. And here we go with 4 seconds left. Wright Foreman's going to put up a three for the win, and he misses. And that's going to be time expiring, and VCU is going to hold on to a 69-67 win over Hofstra. What a game. I'll tell you what.
Rams dug deep. They've gotten that second half lull that they've had a problem with thus far, but they learned from those lulls. They were able to dig it out in overtime tonight. 69-67 against the Hofstra Pride.
What a win for Mike Rhodes' squad to improve to 5-1. And we'll hear from the victorious coach here momentarily. But what a game. 13-point halftime lead. Hofstra battles back, sends it to overtime. And VCU comes up with some stops that they needed, Rodney, in the extra session.
And VCU continues to find somebody that's able to put it away. It was Evans earlier in Brooklyn, and then you had Isaac Van in the second game.
Yep.
And then you had tonight Dariante Jenkins.
Let's go to Brittany Beckwith, who is standing by with Coach Mike Rhodes. Brittany.
All right, Coach, an impeccable game from you guys tonight. A really tough game. Give us an assessment of your game.
Look, give all the credit to Hofstra. Coach Mahalick's an awesome coach. They got a bunch of upperclassmen that played really well on the road. They've done it before, but we found a way. This time last year, we couldn't do that, but we found a way. I hope we got a little more moxie to us and all that stuff, but not good enough. We got to get better. This can't happen all the time. But I love that we found a way to win the game, which is why we're here. But we got to get better. But I'm really proud of our defensive fight at the end. We got some stops to win it. Guys made some plays, but we got to grow from this one.
All right, good luck in your game.
Thank you so much.
Isaac, an impeccable game for you tonight, offensively and defensively. Tell us how you were able to step up on defense tonight.
I just want to bring a lot of energy to this team on the defensive end. That's one thing we pride ourselves on this year, defense. So I'm just trying to be a leader on that side of the ball.
And what are you trying to take with you from this game into the next game?
Just that when we get a lead, we got to step on the other team's neck. We can't let them keep coming back. So just being more aggressive when we got the lead.
Awesome. Good luck next game.
Thank you.
VCU has to work overtime, but they get their 5th win of the season, 69-67. Marcus Evans with the big bucket right there as VCU gets the W tonight in overtime. We'll have more from the arena coming up next. You're watching VCU basketball, Maston and ESPN+.